Hello, class. I'm sitting here with my good pal and roommate, Christian Melchiorre, aka Big Daddy Chris, aka Electric Boy. He is the son of two trilingual parents. Yeah, that's right, trilingual parents from Venezuela. His parents speak Spanish, English, and Italian. So, Christian, what language did you predominantly speak before moving to the United States?
I predominantly spoke Spanish before moving to the United States.
Gotcha. Did this change after moving to America?
Well, the way I would describe it is for a good amount of time while I first moved to the United States, Spanish was still my primary language until I began going to school and making friends. Then English sort of started to transition into my primary language, and Spanish became my secondary language just from practice and experience.
Awesome. Is Spanish slang different in Venezuela than it is in the United States?
I would definitely say so. In the United States, most slang in Spanish or speaking like that is a Mexican form of slang, and in Venezuela, it's much different, and they use a variety of different words that most people probably haven't heard.
Would you say it's more similar to Spanish in Spain or more similar to Spanish in Mexico?
It's more similar to Spanish in Mexico, but it just has its own unique
connotations and stuff like that.
Right.
So, what is the biggest transition you faced moving from Venezuela at a young age? You moved when you were 4 years old from Caracas.
The biggest transition is probably just adjusting culturally to the United States. There's a lot of things that in Venezuela that is done differently than here. And since it was me and my family were the first generation to move to the United States, it was just a big learning experience, and you just have to adjust to the things that are done differently, such as when you eat, what you eat, how you say hello, things like that.
And I know you learned Spanish from your parents, but in school, was it frowned upon to speak Spanish?
It wasn't frowned upon to speak Spanish. I guess you could say so, but it wasn't encouraged, if that's what this is asking.
Gotcha. So for kids that didn't have English speaking parents, was it hard for them to transition? If they were in class, if they asked a question in Spanish, would the teacher actually answer the question, or was it more they wanted them to ask questions in English?
Oh, well, I'm sure that if these kids are coming, they want them to learn English, and that's the primary goal for them. So they want them to ask questions in English. But for most of the time, kids who English was at that big of a deficit or they didn't speak very well at all, they were usually put into a class specifically made for Spanish-speaking or foreign-speaking students.
Gotcha. And do you think growing up bilingual is beneficial for a young kid?
It definitely is beneficial for children. I don't know how to really describe it myself, but I know it's definitely good for the brain to be able to speak two languages, and I don't know, you perceive and understand things differently because you know how to speak two languages.
Definitely. And would you say that there were any drawbacks at all speaking two languages that young? Maybe some confusion between the two
I guess
languages?
confusion. There could be confusion in between words and stuff like that. Also, sometimes I catch myself trying to say things like I would in Spanish in English, and that sometimes causes roadblock, but that's more of a...
Just grammatical difference and stuff
grammar and vocabulary.
Gotcha. And Spanglish is a blend of Spanish and the English language. Moving from Caracas, do you see any aspects of Venezuelan culture fused with American traditions? I'm sure.
Oh, well, yeah. There's definitely a lot of things that American culture and Venezuelan culture share. For example, baseball, things like that. Food, that's very common.
Jose Altuve.
Yeah, Jose Altuve. But yeah.
Just religious aspects as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Venezuelan's predominantly Catholic, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, sounds good. This has been Christian Melchiorre, aka Big Daddy Chris, aka Electric Boy, my roommate. And, and it was very nice speaking to you, Christian. Thank you. You gotta say you're welcome.
You're welcome.